Hi everybody, let me just tweet out the stream real quick. Let's put on some music.
Here's another one.
Alright, hi everybody. Let me open Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. So I heard that this story, Labrys' story, is literally just reading for 2 hours and 10 minutes. So this is going to be Reading Simulator, the stream.
This program is
Where
brought
did
to
it
you
go?
by the following sponsors.
The game disappeared. Hold on. I'm closing it. End task. Alright. There we go. I don't know why it didn't work the first time.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
Alright. It is reading time. And then Chie's story. And then we move on to episode P4. So 2 more streams of P4A, and then we move on to episode P4. Initial boot successful. Time set 420, the funny number.
The boot process was successful. This happens every time, but I'm never sure what to say to them first.
You mean like a greeting? There's no need for that. They're just machine.
But things like that might affect the performance of these models.
Because they have a mind, their emotions and things are completely faked. It's no different than an AI. It can't possibly be that sensitive.
Scanning for keywords in conversation. Cross-referencing with related data. Current conversation
Well, until
topic
we
is
rule it
not
out completely,
orders.
We should at least be kind to them.
So you say. Alright, from this moment on, you will be registered as candidate unit number 031. Please repeat your number back to me.
Confirming first order.
Unit number 031.
Did its pronunciation sound a little odd to you?
You're worrying too much. Let's hurry up and haul it out.
Ah, so this is the one. I've been waiting to see it in action.
Transport complete. Cage reopened. New human found. Personnel also identified as research set. Female. Cutting connection outside data supply. Disconnecting
Now,
cable
try getting
disconnection.
up.
Order confirmed. Get up. Initializing motor synchronization for engines for motor functions.
This model's loaded with a nearly pure form of that crystal. I can't wait to see what kind of results it gets.
Unit number 031, can you hear me? Confirm your surroundings. Tell us any abnormalities you're feeling in your sensors or any other function.
Order confirmed. Beginning simple self-diagnostic. Temperature, humidity, pressure, air composition, lumens, sound, all within normal levels. Visual data within expected color spectrum.
The
All
readouts
systems
seem
functional.
fine. Monitoring system is fully operational.
Okay, we're gonna test your performance inside the battle chamber now. When you hear the buzzer, consider everything that moves an enemy and eliminate them.
Order confirmed. Awaiting the signal to begin the test. Exit confirmed to be sealed. Room shape approximately cylindrical. Height approximately 11 meters. Area 154 square meters. High energy light source founded on outer walls. Assumed to be fire
Sorry to do
resistant
this
and
just after
bulletproof.
you've woken up, but it'll be good to put you through your paces.
Analysis non-human. Releasing safety limiters. Combat limiters now at 70%. Exits confirmed to be sealed. Test commencement signal. Targets hostile humanoid weapons. Commencing battle. Do we actually get to fight them, or no? It's just a cutscene. You know what would make this even cooler? If it was gameplay. Is that Agus? Ooh. That's literally her first memory. Yikes. Our tower is eliminated. Hostile units no longer capable of motion.
That was better than we could have hoped for.
Hey, what's with all the bodies? You made it fight that many on its first time?
Don't worry, it did great. This is a new high score for the first battle results.
Well done, unit number 031. Stand by for further instruction.
Order confirmed.
We're done testing, but there's still one thing left to do today. I'm going to temporarily shut down your optics. Can you close your eyes?
Order confirmed.
We're gonna transfer the data from the destroyed units into your memory. Run a diagnostic check while we
Oh,
do it.
yikes.
Report any
Why?
malfunctions. Understood?
Finishing personality module link. Excluding error, excluding battle-related data. What could these be? Momentary disruption of data from visual information stream. A room that is not this place. After a scene is thought to be at night. $20 to 40% of the information extracted from all 7 units is referred to be such
Anything to
information.
report?
Incomprehensible.
All right then, unit number 031, give us a simple report of today's battle results.
Order confirmed.
This was the first test battle against others of my model. 7 units destroyed. Below 15% damage sustained. Don't seem to be any problem.
Was that?
Unusual expression. Facial recognition library indicates surprise.
Did I say something funny?
Does it have an accent?
Accent? Do you not understand the words coming out of my mouth?
No, we do, but
See? I wasn't hearing things. The unit's speech really is peculiar.
Ah, you don't need to yell.
Is the language interface not set to default? Sheesh. If we'd known this, we would have reset it in it.
Yeah, the base's personality might be coming out. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the volunteers were from the Kansai area.
but it just woke up. Would it be exhibiting such distinct mannerisms this
The
early?
bases?
It may be the effect of an enlarged plume of
You
dust.
mean our
The basis of their mind.
plume of
Perhaps it's
dust?
accelerating their personality development.
Was this something from Persona 3 I don't remember? The process is offered that language interface settings fall outside expected result. Review of recent conversations does reveal certain discrepancies.
But I don't want to waste this feedback data. Those are the best results we've ever seen.
So these guys are the bad guys.
Leave it. It'll be
Um,
fine. It can understand us anyway. This is just one of those things that makes science interesting.
There you go again. This unit is going to be communicating with the others. What if this effect spreads? Not only that, but because this is an anomaly, it doesn't seem to have a 100% accurate accent either.
But if it has a personality, that might speed up the development of its mind.
Yeah, she's right.
3 researchers standing around the maintenance chair. Each holds a tablet and examines the display on the
Alright,
chair.
unit number 031 will explain things from... You are a weapon created to fight against unique enemies. Therefore, your combat performance is prioritized over all else. But in order for you to use a particular ability, you've been given a certain amount of awareness, and that makes your performance difficult to quantify. So we've been pitting test units against each other as a selective growth process. It's all in the service of achieving higher performance. And we don't want to waste any plumes of dust.
Accessing archives, search for plume of dust. A crystalline substance at the core of personality modules. In addition to its circuit-like structure, it has an unnatural vital function. It is thought to exist in a state between mind and matter, massive information. Wow, Velvet Room. There are 10 of the cells that have been classified under level 7 clearance.
But regardless of your ego, there is one rule you must... You might as well think of it as an order.
One rule to abide by, awaiting
The
order.
only order is to destroy everything we identify as enemies and to emerge victorious. Though your ego will give you some flexibility when planning tactics, there's no need to think about extraneous side issues. Use everything you have to win a fight. That's all you
Was
need to
Plume of
concentrate
Dusk mentioned in Persona 3? Order confirmed. That's sad. You should identify enemies. It is consistent with the role of weapon. Everything is clear. Oh boy, it's an hour. Underwent maintenance in the chair. Post-reboot diagnostic shows how it's normal. The time was 19 o'clock. We should assess a new activity cycle. All units will exit standby mode at 9. Tests will be conducted at regular intervals until 17. Maintenance and setup will take place until 19. Afterwards, time is allowed to be spent in the outdoor area of the grounds. Upon returning, enter standby mode within the cage. Instructions are to repeat these actions until unable to continue. Next item on the new schedule is to spend time in an outdoor area. Parameters of spending time unknown. Hypothesize that the meeting is to remain on standby and wait for time to pass. Hypothesis unnecessary. The schedule must be followed. Exiting building. Outdoor area reached. Light levels are limited due to the time of day. Many trees still available in the environment. It is almost entirely consistent with known data for the off-limits area. The ground is different from the laboratory's artificial flooring. The soil is exposed. Various natural plants see here. A certain amount of time needs to be spent here. The intention may to high basic responsibilities in the natural world. Others of the same unit seem to be stepping in the same area. Unlike the combat test, no hostile unit markers. In combat under current conditions, what tactics would be effective? Upon my approach, it
pleasure
stands around
meeting you.
stand. I process this statement. Its computational gamut is unexpected. I find no prepared response in my
This
library.
is our first encounter? In that case, yeah, what are you doing here?
I've never heard your accent before. It's intriguing.
They said stuff about my accent too earlier. Do I really talk that funny?
I wouldn't say it's strange. It was just surprising.
The unit looks over again and speaks quietly into something in his right hand. It's an organism.
that
Its
thing?
body is
It's a
covered in
dog.
white
It
fur.
must have wandered in.
In its right hand? How small is the dog? Because organisms parameter are consistent with access data on dog. Its size does not present a threat. The search of a specific breed is
dog.
cancelled. The
My
unit turns
unit
its
number
gaze
is
back to me.
024. I wouldn't call it my name, but that's how they refer. What's yours?
The unit is provided its designation despite no prior infantry.
I'm
Reason
unit
unknown.
number 031.
They're up to the 30s. I see. That must mean they're finally creating units loaded with full-sized ones.
The dog barks. A scan of the surroundings shows several units turn to investigate.
This one wants to say hello too.
It does? You can understand what dogs say?
Kind of. After carefully comparing its mannerisms and slight variances in its barking. I
Oh, we're gonna have to
decided
fight
that-
and kill her, won't we? Its right hand pats the dog's head while its left scratches the dog's neck. The objective of sending time is to develop communicative skills. Conversing with the others of the same unit and refining communication will extend confrontation tactic. Counterpoint, no value detected in communicating with organisms not of
What's
same
the
unit
point
or
in doing
human.
that with a dog?
The point? There isn't one, I suppose.
There is no point. Unexpected response strongly indicates that
Are
number
you
2
interested in what I'm
4
doing,
is
though?
not like other units. Interested? Is there interest involved? That seems to be the case. Unsure of purpose of earlier question to number 024. Why ask it? It is the alarm signaling the end of this activity. The other units begin moving as one towards the building.
Sounds like that's all the time we have today. I need to get back.
Number
I hope to see you
024.
again.
Another 024 expression change that says this. This movement of the lips is known as a smile. It is said with humans. Contradiction. Number 024 is a weapon, yet it makes that its expression. No hypothesis found. Or is there no point to it as well? Spirit cognitive process rerouted to analysis. Still, I cannot understand it. After being released from Sanda, I assigned a test battle against other units. Order confirmed. I take it to the chamber. The battle Kinestis. I destroy the other 3 units and sustain little damage. The researchers crouch next to the units and begin work on them. I'm curious. I approach them. They approach a slit near the neck and use tweezers to remove a blue white plate-like object. It shines. They put the object into a Petri dish. A distinct shine. It is like no similarity shine. I'm sure it is similar to something, yet I cannot access the relevant memory.
Well, let's get right to the feedback on today's battle.
You know, it would be nice if we could play the battles. The cable terminates at the midsection of the large device where Petri dishes from earlier are placed. There is a total of 3. Each contain a bluish white plate-like object.
This is a plume of dusk. Each of the units you destroyed had one inside them. These are much smaller than the one installed in you, though.
I know what this is. This is a plume of dust installed in me too. The unknown substance forms the core of my personality module. I was aware of its existence, but this is my first time seeing it. These are the 3 personality cores of the units I destroyed. They contain not only combat data, but memories and experiences. There are cases where non-combat data is being preserved. Such memories are included in this download. Visual memories of the outdoors tonight. Probably from the time spent in the outdoors area. The units I destroyed seem to have assigned these memories of the same priority as combat data. Why though? It is effective, but that is lower priority than combat. The visual element preserved here is irrelevant. Wait. The units have their own priorities and values, other than executing orders. This line of thought lives in the thought process I am going right now. It is not executing an order. I look at the plume of dusk. Something exactly like it is installed in me. Then, with the destroyed units singling along similar to my lines as mine until yesterday, I feel a twinge within me. It is different than tearing an error or interference. What is this? I have no answer. Oh, she's sad. My second night of spending time in the outdoor area came. It started approximately 30 minutes later. That there is very little difference in the weather and temperature. The difference is trivial. The night sky came to sort of soft brightness. The wind and trees are no different. I initiated a data search regarding the tree that captured my eye. I limited the trees very slightly from specimens of its kind found in natural forests. Though this topography may seem natural, it is cultivated and managed by the facility. I know the unit is number 024. It's sitting on a large
Are you
rock.
looking for something?
Huh? Who, me?
I just wondered if you were looking for me. I did express a hope yesterday that we would meet again after.
I was looking for number 024. It's true, I may have been. I began walking the same route as yesterday, but once 024 came into view, I changed course to approach. I may have been searching for 024 in this area. Did I desire to reunite with 024? A smile. What is the cause of that expression this time?
Would you like to sit with me? This rock is large enough to accommodate us both. It would be more relaxing than standing.
Why does Igus look so different than the other units? I sit in the upper space and gaze at the same scenery 024 is looking
Can I
at.
ask you something? Do other units think about stuff that doesn't have to do with fighting and mission?
Do you have such thoughts?
To tell you the truth, I can't really say. Feels like I do, though.
Number 024 is silent
Units
for
of
a
our
duration.
model are all given a mind. It's so that we can eventually develop what is called an ego. The reason our appearance closely resembles that of humans is related. It's to foster self-awareness, similar to a human. Have you not been told about personas?
Personas?
The word is unknown to me. Searching for persona. Over 1,000 headings found. I must
It's an ability expected of us that normal weapons don't have. The conditions to use one are theoretically already loaded in us, but a well-defined ego seems to be necessary to activate it.
I'm already aware that we have been given a mind. Today I saw for myself the parts that form our personalities. Is its activation triggered by the development of communicative skills? I still did not have a good grasp
That's
on
why
it,
I'm sure
though
there are others with thought.
that
Then
would seem to be the case.
maybe those I fought up till now.
And how does that make you feel? The opponents you destroyed may have thought similar things to what you just did.
Do I feel things? I cannot say for sure. I am unable to respond to the question. This one can say the excitement of sorrow.
It's okay. You don't need to come up with an answer right now. It actually may be better to forget it. After all, tomorrow we may find ourselves ordered to destroy each other.
I detect a twinge from hearing this statement. It's similar to what I sensed during the. What is it that waves inside me? I'm about to be lost in thought again.
It's time. I hope we meet again.
As number 024, I detect an expression I've come to know. Another smile. Another night passes, another combat test. Just as scheduled, I face units flagged as enemies. I've overwhelmed with the state possession. The ways my opponents are expressionless now seem strange to me. There's no intent or cognition evident in their faces. They wear no expressions. They're blank. There's nothing wrong with them. That would be my normal assessment, but I recall number 024. The blankness of these faces and 024's expressionless face. Even when 024 had a particular expression, it was not this blank. Not every portion of that face was neutral. Further analysis shows that the same is true for humans. The researchers are never completely mechanical and expressionless. I'm on the verge of entering a long range of thought when the enemy moves. I shake my doubts off and focus on the battle. Having received 10 units worth of downloaded data, I'm likely second to none in scope of possibilities in this respect. At times I can even anticipate their next action. Since my opponents are the same unit type as me, their tactics are determined using the same thought process as mine. That's right, they think the same things as me. ... Eventually, after 4 minutes pass, all opponents are silenced. I successfully executed my mission. The day after that, I achieved victory in the combat test with the same efficiency. It is easy to eliminate them. First, I begin by targeting their weapons. It is not always necessary to destroy their body. If they are capable of resisting further, the battle is over. It is the most effective way. Oh, she wants to spare them. I win the next day and the day after that. Units geared for close combat with no external weapons, given no choice but to damage their chassis. But even then, there's an order to things. If I destroy parts that present in the threat, such as the motor function of their limbs, the match should be considered as won. I only destroyed the unit's arms and legs. I realized I did not know its unit numbers. I am unaware of how to adjust the unit.
You seemed to deliberately avoid attacking the face or the neck in that battle. Why?
Huh?
I'm momentarily at a loss for words. What the unit says is true. There's no damage to his face. I review my actions during the battle. At no point did I attack its neck either. The cranial region of the plume of dusk is housed. If it is destroyed in any type of unit, that unit will fall. Aiming to disarm opponents is effective, but targeting weakness is so obviously the more efficient tactic. Yeah, I... and hide the unit from my field of vision. I could not determine whether the last units had an effect on the opponent's expression or not.
These past 3 days, it hasn't been destroying the other units beyond repair, like it did in the first battle.
It must be learning to finesse its attacks rather than just using brute force. The result? Swift, overwhelming victory.
Its evasive skills are improving as well.
Oh, so it's happy with that.
Flexibility in evasive action could never be replicated by chaining predefined maneuvers.
This unit's collected a good amount of feedback data, too. It's growing steadily, feeding on the bones of its kill.
You don't have to say it like that.
The researchers are preparing for the downloads, growing, destroying them and absorbing their data. Is that what growing is? Since they thoroughly destroyed a few of my opponents the last 2 days, some of their bodies were salvaged. While I downloaded their data, I always kept their still bodies within view. Oh, Labras is going through some trauma, baby. This is reading simulator. Anyway, back to outside. I'm having fun though. It's fun to like. Persona games are fun, even if it's just reading. Even if it's just like a fucking visual novel, it's fun to like learn stories about these characters I care about. And learn about new characters I'm caring about as well. This is the combat test I repeated. My actions outside each night are repeated as well. I'm becoming aware that I'm seeking out number 2-4 of my own will lately. While I tend to communicate with other units, they cannot not understand the meaning of my questions. This prevents us from communicating. I want to converse with 024. I've begun to desire it. When I go see 024, the white dog
This one
appears
seems
on
to
there.
have been raised as a pet somewhere far away from here.
Is it Koromaru?
It was brought to the forest near here, and its owner suddenly disappeared.
It is unlikely that is this Koromaru? The 024 obtained such a detailed history from the research staff. Was all this information communicated from a
Its
dog
name
that does
is
not speak?
apparently Snowy.
Okay, never
At
mind.
least that's the name it responds to the most.
I thought it was a dog.
Oh, well, the name of this animal is a dog. But how do I put this? Snowy is what this specific dog is called.
Snowy.
Snowy
It's
barks
white,
once, comprehending
like
its
snow.
name.
Easy to remember.
The way it fingers shows its pride in its name. I do not know the tactical advantage of communicating with animals offers to a weapon, but I feel there is value in spending time with it. It's outdoor activity time on the next night. When I arrive in the outdoor area, I am listening to a certain sound. I hear the sound intermittently every 0 to 4 seconds. It is similar to something familiar. The sound of water. The waveform has some similarities to that, but if the sound is in normal and volume in such a normal space, the volume of water must be higher than a normal supply would ask for. Is 0 to 4 not here? We were not ordered what to do while here, but coming to this outdoor area is an order. If post-diagnostic testing shows that no abnormalities, if there are no abnormalities, but what if there were such abnormalities? What if 0 to 4 were damaged during the combat test? Could it be? I realize my arms are trembling slightly. Or were we the one that did it? Or is not a conscious movement? Is it possible that was it lost in a combat test and was destroyed? In these circumstances, it would expect its precisely to come. What if 0 to 4 never came here again?
Oh, this is where you went. You weren't at the usual spot.
Oh. No sound, no light, nothing. All again came back online with their voice.
What's wrong? The look on your face seemed as if you saw something
My face? My expression? Frightening? Am I scared?
I do not comprehend. I cannot make that judgment.
Nah, I don't think that's it. What is this? I can't tell.
Am I scared? Scared of what? That she'll disappear during an operation? It's possible that I might assign greater priority to the other unit's safety than my own. It's a different emotion. An emotion? I have emotions? Is the next day. I detect some sort of weight on my test. I am aware there's a psychological phenomenon. The idiom of being heavy-hearted is it. I cannot find it amusing. What is causing this heavy-heartedness? Each time I confirm her presence, I feel an indescribable sense of relief and rush over to her. We used to change standard greetings in the first few days. Now there's no. We can understand each other without words. Our eyes and expressions communicate enough. There are no words, only
Do
exchange
you
of
remember
smiles.
me asking before if you were scared of fire? To tell
I'm
the
not.
truth, I'm scared of it too.
So this is why she's running the tournament because she was forced to fight her friend. So her shadow's like, I was forced to fight my friend, so you know what? I'm gonna make all of you do it too. How'd they learn about you and Yosuke and them in the Midnight Channel? I have no idea though. Her confession is surprising. It does account to her nature as weapons, yet for some reason I'm not surprised by it.
And be destroyed. And it's painful for me to make others go through the same ordeal. We may be weapons, but shouldn't we be driven by more than seeking victory? I've been wondering that for a long time.
But that's against orders.
I'm
She
sure
gives a
things
half-hearted
would
smile.
probably be much simpler if I stopped thinking and just obeyed orders. Unfortunately, I finally found it. I found my...
Your answer?
There's someone I want to meet. I feel like meeting this person is my own objective and not an order given to...
Since we never left this facility, we don't know, there should be no relationship. The person she wants to meet is someone on the outside. The indescribable wavering
Ever
within
since
me.
I started thinking that I was scared to fight, each day was painful for me. If I'm going to feel this way until the day I lose, I even thought it would be better if I lost my purpose. But I won't think that anymore. I feel glad now that we're loved,
Love?
That's right.
I repeat that to myself, the word loved.
Why are you telling me this?
It's
seems
probably
like she's
because I
human.
didn't think anyone but you would understand.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm not sure I really get it either.
I'm sure you'll understand one day.
Sheesh. Why you gotta be so cryptic?
She laughs at this. It is the pure smile of catalog. I know it without comparing it to everything that is a smile of pure joy. I detect Snowy playing at my feet. Things about fighting and defeating the nearest enemy. Someone to me. I do not fully comprehend, but the way she is playing with Snowy tonight looks more fun than ever. If the answer she discovered is the origin of that smile, I would like to understand it someday too. Once again, I participate in combat tests. I claim victory. I target only your weapons and limbs. I like not to employ the tactic of targeting the witness and the cranial regions. I believe they think the same things I do. They do not wish for their personality modules to complete testing. Even though I did not destroy them, the staff will remove their plumes of dust. My actions are difficult to justify, but I feel suspension through destruction is not a suitable end for them. That is what I rationalize by applying the criteria to myself. I do not think anyone would want their consciousness to be terminated by those like them. I find myself more conscious of the damage I sustain and my efficiency in combat more than ever. I may be eventually ordered to destroy them. To prevent them from happening, I must continue fielding favorable results. It becomes easy. That's become my new objective. I'm theoretically tested on destroying my opponents, but I've begun fighting so that they will not be destroyed. Paradoxically, this has caused my results to improve. Could this be considered going against orders? My strike shatters the servos in the opponent's pivot leg. She falls to the ground. Her weapon has been destroyed. She will be capable of resisting now, but the buzzer...
What's the matter, number 031?
I do not know what to do. The opponent is acting contrary to her own safety. I grant this is the only action left to her, but she will destroy herself before inflicting any damage to me. A tactic like that puts one's life at risk. One's life at risk? What am I saying? We are weapons. We exist to obey orders. We do not possess our own self-preservation without a change in those orders. That is why she is challenging me to fight. She will do so until all her circuits and servos burn out. As she gobbles with me, I put my hand to her neck and squeeze. Oh. Her limbs go flaccid, indicating a lost consciousness. I can see my reflection in her optic units. They've lost their focus. I gasp. Your face indicates sadness. The researchers into the
Now,
chamber.
that was pretty impressive. You think it's because of the size of her plume? Funny that one little part.
Indeed. Most of it is due to differences in their tactical mentalities. It may be on the cusp of...
Considering how everything's been going so far, I'm starting to believe more in persona ability.
One little pirate. It is true that the plume of dusk is comparatively the largest. But does this part determine everything about us? Due to Five's smile, I found myself opening my mouth to speak, but I realized the statement I'm about to deliver is a protest. I'm quick to abort. Was I about to deny the staff's authority?
Well done, unit number 031. That was an impressive plus you cleanly severed its transmitter, leaving the plume of dusk unharmed. That's certainly...
Anything's on a high note. An active discussion is a high note. The researchers look at each other.
All
Both
right,
sides
number
this is the
031.
one.
As of today, the
Huh? It's over?
Dun, 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 dun,
All the
dun.
results indicate that you have the very highest performance.
I'd say we can go ahead and earmark unit number 031 to be the base for developing the 5th generation.
The base.
It means that you're the winner.
The combat tests are over. Will I be no longer required to fight? It's not because I earned some kind of reward. If the tests have ended, those are my unit types here that are not destroyed. It seems I was reluctant to destroy it after all. My priorities have become inverted.
Okay, we're going to begin the usual review of...
Was that last one to number 24 or whatever their name was? When the download begins, testing the battle data has become a routine. I repeat it, I'm barely conscious of this now. I foresee the non-combat remedy she preserved is the landscape of an outdoor area. It is near the biggest tree, the memories of flowers. He also had an interest in the concept of growth. For we machines, the growth of an individual, one look of us took an interest of what I'd only see a part of the landscape. She had her own thoughts unrelated to orders. She simply did not show it. It's time to play outdoors.
Hey, can I talk? The lab boys told me today that they were putting the kibosh on the test battle.
I see. It's over then.
Look, I've been thinking. If they end up tossing us out soon because of that, I want to go with you to go see that person you were talking about. I might even put in a formal request about it to the lab boy.
The UT4 takes my right hand. She looks at my face in silence. Thinking that she wants to confirm the test are in order, she nods. But the data that transfers over is from her to me. The packet that flows through the cable could form a
If
very...
you are still safe when everything is over, open this file.
What do you mean, when everything is over? How come I can't look at it now?
If I had to answer, I would say because it wouldn't be fair.
Fair?
She smiles and does not answer. It is that same unsure expression. It is the smile that there is
It would
sadness
be
in it.
wonderful if I could go with you to see her.
Her. So this person you're looking forward to meeting is a girl?
But it's strange. Even though my wish may not... How bizarre. It's a first...
She looks to the side. It contains more than sadness. There are too many emotions for me
I
to parse.
believe in you. I can tell you this because I trust you. Maybe that's why I feel so at peace.
Huh?
Maybe this is what it is to feel alive.
Alive. It has happened again. I do not comprehend the meaning of the word, yet I feel a twinge inside. There's nothing close to a hint at her meaning, but I still wanted to get closer to her. She wishes me for me to understand. I want a greater wish. I see. The thought of the light emanating the plumes of dust remind me of something. It is very similar to the light from the moon in the night sky. Oh, so plume of dust come from Nyx. Because the moon is Nyx. There's a different purpose on the combat task. The researchers
Sounds like it's
supervise the
decided.
feedback.
We'll discontinue use of the name Unit Number 0. Generation 5 Labris will be this unit's new name.
Labris.
That's your name. The official one's much longer. Generation 5 Anti-Shadow.
5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon Labris. How hard is that to remember?
Labris.
The designation by name is not a number. I never questioned being called 031. None about it seemed awkward, but now I'm going to wonder. I'm happy to have acquired a name. Even if my designation changes, it will not have a concrete effect on my abilities, but discarding my number for a name, I feel I'm no longer one of a series with minute variations. I'm a discreet individual. That might be
From
why.
now on, the battles you fight will not be to test your performance. They'll be geared toward drawing out a persona. First, you will fight all the remaining units of your model type. Your objective is to destroy them, every last one.
Huh?
I'm perplexed at the disconnect between the tone of the voice and the specifics of the order. Fight against all remaining units of the model
Defense and
type?
self-preservation instinct seem to be the key to activating a persona. This is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress.
Stress? Come on, you don't have to go this far.
Huh? No, that's a first. None of them have ever protested like that. Well, at least that's a sign that its ego is developing.
You
Oh.
told me it was over. I thought I wouldn't have to do these things anymore.
You.
Ain't there some other way? If there is, please, let me do that instead. I don't want to fight him anymore.
The researchers look at me with apparent surprise on their faces. Did my
That's a
protest get there?
surprise. Such natural speech patterns. I hadn't thought its personality would develop.
All the data's being recorded now. Let's compare them and look at which stages they improved.
Is that the same voice as you, Adachi? I completely lost for words. They're not machines, they're humans. They're on top of that, they're my creators. Surely they should be understand what my expression. At this face, I thought they were understanding people who treated us close to human. I was wrong. I'm only an object to them. Whatever I say, they will only see it as a response to stimulus. Behind their gentle attitudes, we are nothing more than test subjects they hold no emotional attachment to. They do not focus on what I'm saying. They are interested in only as a reaction. The researchers ignored my son's silence and hastily leave the chamber. The figures are hidden behind the hatch. I will be forced to fight again today and the days to come. I must continue to destroy. I cannot find the words I want to say, but what I truly see there leaves me at a loss for words.
No.
The Tana is music for the fast. She's standing there quite emotionless. You two four steps in the chamber were gazing at my face.
Why?
Yeah. Even I do not know who the question is addressed to. Why is she here? Because she was ordered. She's not quite sinking in yet, but in a sharp tone I'd never heard before. She tells me
Draw
what
your
I must
weapon.
do.
I can't.
If you don't fight, you'll lose. I will end up destroying you. Are you willing to accept that?
Why? Why are you saying this stuff?
It's difficult to process seeing
If
the
you
weapon
fear
pointed at
being
me.
destroyed, if you have a heart capable of fear, then there's no need to hesitate. That alone gives you the right to attack me with all your strength.
But doesn't the same go for you?
I cannot help but plead. Zuchifora did not answer, but it seems
You
a very
said
small
there was
smile.
someone you wanted to meet. I can't fight you knowing that. Come on! Stop this! I don't want to fight anymore!
I press against the transparent wall and fight it with my fist. Even though the safe balloon is disabled, it must be coated with something. It is just they're the real machines. I beg and plead, but they do not respond. If only there wasn't this clear glass wall between us. I'm
Only
frustrated.
one of us can exit this chamber.
Huh?
They never told you, since you were strong enough, that battles never lasted very long. But that's the rule of this place. The only time the door leading beyond that transparent
Oh,
wall
that's
is
the
when one of us is considered unable to fight. From the start,
that's the
this
invisible
setup
wall.
never took our
Okay.
feelings into account. But talking like this is a waste of time. I can see I won't spur you into fighting with just words alone.
Springer stood at me. I quickly jumped back and barely dodged the attack. She's serious. It finally sinks in. I don't play to
intend
put.
to meekly accept my destruction. I have my own goal after all. Now, fight me.
I had no choice but to fight. In terms of basic combat strength, mine is probably higher. Using my usual tactics, I should be able to destroy her weapons and disable enough of her servos. There must be value. If I can render her capable of acting, I may be able to avoid her to destroy her while she is down. I cannot do this empty-handed. I shape it into a battle axe. It pains me to do this, but this is the only way. I repel the sword strike and go for a counterattack. You know, it would be great if we could play this. I aim for the great sword's clasp with my battle axe. After a number of hits, it shatters. Our next target is a transmission system for shoulder and knee joints. In terms of output and movement itself, I detect various differences between us. It is only a matter of time. She loses all offensive capabilities. Is mostly undamaged apart from her weapons and motor functions.
Isn't this enough? She had that ego thing way before me. Destroying her won't do anyone any good. Come on. Have a heart.
In hearing this, the researchers only laugh. Their faces are joyous when they see the results surpass their expectations. Why? What in this situation could cause such joy? The body collapses on the floor, suddenly begins to convulse. It all goes still for a few seconds. Though not she be able to move, it drags itself out.
What the?
Unpleasant metallic sounds are coming from all over her body. She is going unreasonable stress. Still no expression appears on her face. It is a cold, doll-like void, in similar appearance to a newly activated unit. She now looks like a face.
It'll be
like
coming
this on
at you
her
with
own.
everything it has now. You better not hold back either. Number 024 had an excellent record against others of its model. Even you might have a hard time beating this one, Labrys.
I constantly find myself biting his lip. We are weapons. In other words, we are truce. Of course there would be a main way to issue orders remotely. But it has no limbs! And the more I strongly desire as heretofore, the stronger my reaction will be when forced to destroy her. That is why she laughed. I sense the strength draining from my shoulders. There's nothing more I can attempt. All I can do is end her. DG4, rather her animated shell is approaching me, limbs shaking. I suppress all thoughts related to tactics and slowly turn around. It was not a close fight. Once I dissolved the Sinister, once I resolved to stop her, she stood no chance against me. I fell to my knees. Her limbs were shattered. She will never rise again. My processes are overloaded with things I cannot understand.
Hey, are you not gonna look at me anymore? You're not gonna smile again?
I'm not expected to respond, but her face moves slightly. She
I'm
turns her
sorry
face to me
to
and
leave
smiles.
you alone. I leave the rest to you.
Those were the last words she spoke. I can't believe this. There's a smile on her dead face. She is smiling at the one who destroyed her and robbed her of her dream. All at once, everything hits me as a torrent of emotion and data. I've lost her. I did it. I took everything from her. My vision begins to fade. My thoughts go with it. I cannot determine whether the lights are actually dimming or whether it's only my perception. The next time I awaken, I'm lying inside a cage. It seems I was carried out of the test chamber. The download of 024's feedback data. They keep repeating the word as interesting, so this is the act when extreme mental stress is induced. I can hear their voices clearly. They seem to derive pleasure from the fact that I lost consciousness due to mental stress rather than physical damage. Cables are connected to my body one after another. The data download begins. All of 024's information, combat data, various records, and the memories she experienced, all of it flows into me. My eyes widen in surprise. Everything is so vibrant. It is so clear that it's indistinguishable from this first time I see memories of such images. All of the images are linked to records of the emotions she felt. They're so strongly linked that my screening protocols cannot distinguish them from human thought. The outdoor, big tree, the sound of water periodically, Snowy running around and playing. I live 024 as an experience. I pick up on an unfamiliar voice. Only the voice can be heard. It's a female voice. There's a female voice at the researcher at this facility, but it's a young person, still a human in development stages.
I know the world is a big place. And I know that there's a lot of people in it, but I won't be able to see it for myself, or meet many of them. I know that too. I'm too weak for that.
Your speech is different from the researchers and those of my unit type. It's similar to my own speech
It's
outfit.
made me sad more than once. But I didn't want to do nothing and be left with regret. That was when my mom and dad looked into some options. And we decided to go with this experiment. If even a sick girl like me could make herself useful to others in this world,
Oh.
I thought I ought to.
So, Labrys's personality was based off a dying girl. Where could this be? I only know that she's female. She's in a situation where her conditions prevent her from moving freely. It seems that instead of lamenting that fact, she decided to volunteer for an experiment of some kind. 024, know this person? I wish I could ask her, but that is no longer possible.
I kept wondering how much I could really contribute, but after hearing more and more about the program, I started to wonder about the others more myself.
Others. As VO024 hearts waver, was she surprised? Perhaps even I feel something unexplainable.
My big wish is to make myself useful, but the ones born from me. Is born the right word for it? My other wish is that the ones born from me are happy. I doubt I'll be able to talk to them in person or stay with them, but I still wish
The
from
fucking
the bottom of my heart
sad song,
they all
Persona
have
3,
happy lives.
the piano. People's voice has unique characteristics. It has its own texture, temperature. I'd like to listen to more of it, but the speech ends there. There are no more related memories of the 024s. I decided to save the archives for results. There are no results, but during the search I suddenly remember something. The archive given to me by 024.
If you are reading this, then I have most likely been destroyed. It may be that you already understand the concept of guilt, but you have done nothing wrong.
If you are safe when everything is over, she must have meant when I defeated her in combat. 024 knew what would happen to those he lost in the trial. What emotions was she feeling then? What was going through her mind as she prepared this file?
I happened to access certain data during the feedback treatment and learned something. Artificially creating a personality from scratch is very difficult, though they hope to achieve it. But those of our model were actually made from the template of a certain girl's personality. That includes you and I. She had left a recording for the units created using her personality. A message for those of us who did not yet exist. That's what I heard. She speaks in a strange way, like you. I thought, you really are connected to her.
I thought about that unknown voice. The experiment that the voice gave was related to our development after all. The owner of that voice was speaking to us.
The one who gave birth to us loved us. When I understood that, I felt like my eyes were open. Though my life was filled with suffering, my birth had meaning. I firmly believe I want to meet her. I need to tell her thank you for giving birth to us and for loving us. This was not an order from the scientists. It was an object. So if you can understand my feelings, I'd like you to do this in my stead. Give our mother my thanks.
The 024 must admit this girl who you saw as her mother. She won't long to thank this girl in person. The data within me. Oh, but she's dead because she was sick. The data within me, her heart tells me so. During the time she was ordered to destroy her sister, this wish must have been her only hope, yet did not come true. I shouted it. The one thing she said was the only thing that understood her. She must have been
Though
devastated.
we knew each other for only a short time, I'm glad I met you. I feel the same right now as our mother did. I wish from the depths of my heart for you to be happy.
I am shocked. How can she feel that way to someone who might one day destroy her? Distortion for some reason. An unfamiliar source of water trickles down my cheek.
Labrys.
Can robots
Is
cry?
she crying?
So she is. I can't believe we're actually seeing a machine being driven to tears.
But its mental graphs are clearly abnormal. What kind of information did it download?
Who knows? That's one thing the graphs can't tell us.
We should take care to limit our studies to just the battle. It doesn't need any sentimental memories. You can delete those. Why make a weapon so emotional that it can crush?
Oh, fuck. Delete them. Something roars within me. Controller has been disconnected. It drowns out the feeling for my mother that had filled my heart.
Like hell you're deleting my memories!
Under no circumstances will I allow 024 left to me to be deleted for their convenience. I will not forgive their selfishness. We have been treated callously by the researchers in this laboratory. They gave us heart. If they let us destroy, we killed our sisters at their command. If we refused, our desires were overridden and we became their puppets. The wishes of the girl who desired happiness were not taken into consideration. Now even the few memories I've accumulated are about to be erased like trash. Although their aim is to develop our ego, they find it inconvenient for us to have real hearts. These experiences in me may be erased, perhaps too my heart itself. If that happens, will I resume killing my sisters without hesitation? What is at least trigger will the proof that 024 have lived. Her lost wishes will be permanently lost. Anta squeezed in tight fist. The goal is I'll carry it out as my own now. I'll burn my heart as my goal. Nothing will make me surrender it. Or rather, it must be protected, even if it means fighting.
What the? Its emotions are spiking into the red. I've never seen anything like...
Hey, what's that warning? No. Labrys is in battle mode?
What? That can't be. There aren't any enemies. We're the only ones here.
I am all being released by limiters. The researchers monitoring on their PC seem perplexed and alarmed by this. They should be. They're witnessing an override of the principle of non-aggression towards humans. They are flustered and too panicked to speak clearly as they announce that an emergency has occurred. One steps away from the cage and it reaches for a switch with warning labels around it. Suddenly restraints appear to bind my limbs.
Are you saying those mental fluctuations were enough to override the OS's restriction?
That plume's playing pranks on us. Hey, hurry up and...
Those memories of my heart are not unnecessary. Something I have not felt now, a sensation like heat spread throughout my body. I soon realized that this emotion, there has to be a name for this feeling. It is anger. I reroute all my strength into my restrained limbs. The restraints are designed to withstand twice to our calculated maximum output. Trying to escape is logically deemed a failure. It does not matter. I wish to destroy them. The metal parts in both my limbs and the restraints began to creak.
Doing that? There's no way those things are strong enough to break the
It's outputting over 220% of its theoretical strength limit, even though its joint actuators are operating at only 70% capacity.
That's not possible. That doesn't even make any sense. What's driving this thing?
I'm not gonna let you take those memories. I made her a promise.
The next moment, a rupturing sound like a small explosion shakes the room. I jump out of the cage and run towards the open door. I must escape from you. I got to get out of here to fulfill number 024's wish. I'm met with barricades and heavy artillery.
Oh, come on. I haven't even got any projectile weapon.
The sister units and I had never been equipped with firearms. I recall it being due to concerns of the unit's mentality affecting the accuracy of its aim. I dodged the complex projectile directories and destroyed the opposition. The trees are the same species that grow near the facility, but these specimens are much larger. Where am I? Where am I? Where are we? I cannot use the GPS. It seems that the facility blocks GPS signals outside of its walls. The blue sky I'm seeing for the first time is stunning but irrelevant. That is the sound of the ocean. One of my sisters must have taken interest in it and learned what it was. My sisters are helping me to keep me alive now. When I think of it that way, a burning feeling rises from deep in my chest. But none of what I see in my surroundings is helpful. Is there anything I can discern from the location? Any landmarks or signposts? These trees have circled my view. They're a unique species. I view the trees' characteristics and we're under the search on them. It is a cedar. I found it in many habitats, but the cedars here are unique. The tree's shape and the A's it implies are so different that it's nearly a separate species. If that is because of differences in the environment, it may be useful. That's when an unfamiliar sound reaches my ears. The heavy rumble what sounds like a motor. They've dispatched a vehicle to pursue me. I've expected this. Their response was swift. It seems they had measures in place in the event that one of us escaped. When the vehicle stopped me, fully armed personnel pour out of it. It's an obvious response. No matter how much power I may have, I am alone. The optimal solution must be to overwhelm me with numbers. A number of heavily armed guard are protecting it. I stopped. There's nowhere else to go.
Back here. You're too useful a unit to destroy. You need to get back here to be regulated. That's your role in all this.
I cannot be destroyed here, but I cannot be captured either. They will surely delete my memories. They'll take my wish and everything else was given me. What purpose is there to avoiding destruction if that is what awaits me? The only options available are whether my wish dies with me or are stolen away.
And not just because I don't want to be destroyed.
The moment I focus the concentration to remove my limiters and outward weaponry, I sense an unknown strength. Something that cannot be quantified fills my body and the surrounding area. The research gets off.
Is it on the verge of a persona reaction?
Shit, it's awakened? Aw, damn it, why now?
Well, at least this proves that mental stress is the key to activating a persona.
Who cares about that right now? It's not fully awakened yet, but with it still unstable...
But how does it have a fucking shadow then, if you have a persona? I knew that we had the means, but I was not aware of controlling anything. I did not think it would be called a power, nor do I know how to use it, but I can tell the others are afraid. There's a slight possibility I can reach the door without attracting any gunfire and vault over the door with my legs and chain on. The moment I reach the gate, I launch my chain arms. A much greater power touches the door as well. Suddenly the door crumples like paper in a large hole.
We need to hurry. If it's that strong already, we won't be able to stop it once its persona completely awake.
That's... persona.
I burst out of the facility and single-mindedly jump outside. If he touched the ground of the outside world for the first time, it would most likely not let me escape. Firstly, the door is badly damaged. It can then take time until it's opened enough for the vehicles to pass through. I need to get as much different as time. And then I realized in Novages, who is the girl the UT4 wished to see? Where can I go to meet her? The Indian Socrates of Green Beach. I learned that the distinct peak pattern is often associated with certain regions. As I began traveling the way that style speech is conflicted, it is reckless, but I feel confident. At least I can get closer to the girl that I am now. Although my situation is dire and I'm under pursuit, internally I'm cheerful. There is a bounce in my step. I cannot remain calm. We're only at scene 6? Holy shit. Just then, 5 meters ahead, something white and fluffy crosses my path. It is snowy. I am worried about my pursuers, but I cannot dismiss DU24's love for snowy. The surroundings are very different. The blue sky is now completely visible. There's a deeper blue in the sky ahead, many of lines across it.
The ocean?
Snowy barks of an answer. I cannot comprehend Snowy. I did not have an interest in trying, but now I can comprehend what Snowy is saying as I can speak with my own language. I feel as if 024 is behind me.
Well, I'll find her come hella high water. Are you with me, Snowy?
Snowy barks energetically. 024 and Snowy are encouraging me. Though I do not have any clues, I will find her, no matter how long it takes. Now that I'm further for the research, I can use the GPS to triangulate my position. But on seeing the results, I cannot help but stop running. The current location is Yakushima, within the Kagoshima. It is a remote island far from shore. The island's perimeter is such a limited area, it will only be a matter of time before a full-scale manhunt apprehends me. The research facility must have been on an island indicated such if someone were to escape this facility, the island's geography were to contain them. It essentially is a natural prison. My hope was meticulously strangled before it was bored. However, I could not wait to be captured. I began running again. Oh, this is the dock where we found Ike.
Ocean. It's so huge. I can't.
I look out at the this is the Operation Babe Hunt beach. I hate that that's how I remember this place. Fucking shit. I look at the... I hate Junpei so much. I hate him so much. I cannot stand idle. Snow looks at me and I stop running and start walking. The blue ocean and sandy soil leads over my eyes. This is not an uninhabited island. There are means for people to come and go. But I doubt I would be able to use those methods freely without... I gaze down at my own hand. It is completely unlike to be in hand.
Well, that's a problem.
My expression
Come
seems to
on, don't give me that
dishearten
look.
Snowy.
Maybe it's my fault for getting so...
Snowy moves as if avoiding me. They must be keeping their distance on purpose, since I have no firearms.
Looks like they're coming.
Amongst the human soldiers are a number of my sister's units. Is it possible that I can convince them not to fight me? I guess the idea is hopeless. Though they may have awakened after my escape, they will be under their commander's control. Even if that is not the case, I think their orders are absolute, just as I once said.
Doesn't make it any easier to deal with them.
I do not want to surrender, but I am frustrated by my powerlessness. I have my own mission to accomplish. The ocean sparkles. The periodic sound of water, once I heard from them, echoes far from it.
Wow. Look at that.
My opponents show no indication of moving. After cataloging that sensation, I approach the pier. The wooden planks screech. I stand at the edge of the pier and look out in the ocean. There's another figure. When my thoughts turn to that girl, the last time I'll be able to see the ocean myself. When I was restrained in the facility, my memories will be wiped. I did not want to be erased. This may be the end of me, but just so I inherited the memories, my memories will surely endure into the next generation. So I'll keep these feelings, along with these beautiful odors and scents, deep within the origin of my heart. There, it cannot be erased and tampered with. I'm glad that the last place I see is so beautiful. With the ocean before me, I speak to any future sisters, and I
all
be kind
the
of
ones
prayer.
I'll never meet, but will receive my memory. There's so much I want to say to you that I don't know where to start.
I caught my eyes. To my descendants, I will probably never feed. If you ever find someone precious to you and wish to meet them, may you meet them here. May you go beyond this pier to the places I could not.
I pray from the bottom of my heart that everyone can find happiness. As long as that happens, I don't mind if...
Even though my wish and I got true, I'm still satisfied I can trust someone to believe it. Snowy rubs against my legs. Is it warning me of my pursuers, or does it only want me to pet it?
Hey, Snowy. You think this is what it means to feel alive? Thanks. I'll be okay now. Things are about to get hairy.
I let Snowy go, but it does not leave me.
If you don't go, it'll make things hard on me.
It shoots its head and walks off. Looks back several times. I have no intention of resisting. I smile at them. Though it was only for a short while I live, I felt the happiness of passing down my wish. I have been granted the wish of the girl who is our mother. I so absorbed in my escape attempt, I did not notice the severe damage. It seems the delicate mite is in no condition to be
Look at
used.
this mess going after humans. Oh, I bet the girl they used as a template for this model was a snotty brat. Even if we delete its memories, it'll be too dangerous to keep using this unit.
There are so many things about it I want to research, though.
It's not worth the risk. The 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon will be sealed indefinitely once it's fully restrained again.
The voice is the last thing I hear before my consciousness is cut off. So they didn't remove her memories at all because they just want to restrain her.
Huh?
My consciousness should have been shut down. I'm on that pier, the blue sky and ocean. Even snow is next to me. A sense no pursuers. I was captured. An odds within my memories, but the clear sky and blue ocean is so beautiful. If I could just go beyond it, just as the thought grows in my mind, the viewpoint ascends. I'm floating as if my body is weightless. The scenery begins to mix with other environments. They became connected. From time to time I pass through drifting images. But I cannot grasp anything within those spaces. Even though they were about to collide with me, they passed right through. Could this be dreaming? I remember something I heard from the facilitators. It is possible for us to dream since we have a mind and may develop an ego. It would be technically not the identical to a human dream. The phenomenon was similar. I feel as the example of the researcher gave what a dream is matches my current experience. If I'm having a dream, then the things that are not possible in reality, for example, if I can leave this island, and the girl, Judith and I wanted to meet, said that even though she knows the world is big, she would not be able to see it for herself. Was she in a place that limited her world, as I was in any other direction? I found myself in an unknown room. There's a bed there. There's also white shells surrounding the bed. To one side is an IV drip. The machine is connected by cords. Those small appears to be functions as a life-size monitor. It is similar to the research facility. Could it be a hospital? The voices concerned belong to a man
She
and
said
woman.
during this morning's checkup that she wanted to go to school. She asked how much better she...
Understandable. This ward is right near the road most of the students take. She must be lonely too, not having seen her parents lately. How much better she needs to get. She still doesn't know that her condition is incurable.
Why don't you be honest with her and tell her she won't ever be able to go? It's cruel to string her along like...
Shh, keep your voice down. Rose...
I understand that these voices speaking of the girl I wish to meet. The feeling feels it comes from my own memory. The girl is suffering some kind of illness. She may not be able to go outside. Her condition preventing her from leaving her smart world. Her life is like ours. Could the girl have heard this conversation? How to make her feel to hear it? I want to spend more time in the outside world. I want to live a normal life. The thought that come to my mind are not my own.
The nurses thought things like the student council were too much trouble to bother with when they were in school. I don't know. It sounds fun to me.
Is the girl's voice.
You gotta admire the student council president. I mean,
oh, so that's why you call yourself. But why have Inaba? Why have
first place that they get to be president? Huh?
The girl is trying to send to school and live a normal life with friends, an interest in the school she longs for.
I wonder what that would it be fun?
I wish to see myself. Is there a specific image for it? There are no memories in regards to schools. The girl has no such memories.
I don't know anything about schools or whatever.
I want to go see them.
If you so desire.
I know this voice. I do not think I know this voice.
There's no need to be alarmed. I only want to give you a glimpse of the world you long to know.
I was under the impression that this was a dream. Dreams were supposedly a release valve for memories.
What?
The same desk and chairs are lined up. In front of me is a green rectangular board on the wall. This is the place the girls wish to see. It is here I've gained an interest in. I find myself forgetting, focus my senses to the desks and chairs. I realize I can move around as well.
This is where classes happen. But what do the students do when there aren't any classes?
I am surrounded by other sounds. It reminds me of many voices are talking at once. The voices belong to boys and girls surrounding a desk. They wear common clothing. There are some differences. These may be uniforms. It is interesting to see a person's uniform is distinct in some way. Hi, Yosuke. Hi, Chie. A girl with a short green hair and green jacket raises her right hand. Next to her is a girl with long black hair wearing a red jacket. There's a well-lit young man with... Why are they all in the same costume? I see a young man with a small demeanor. Where is Risei? They seem to be talking about something. Oh, so they're talking about the case, right? Classes, activities, club, student council. But then I remember this is all a dream. No matter how much I wanted, this sort of day I can't attend the school for myself. I cannot go to school. I'm not even human. Though I look human, I'm a machine made by humans. It does not matter how close my heart is to that of a human. The mechanical body can never be human. Just as our mother could not overcome the obstacle of humanness, I cannot overcome the obstacle of being a machine. It is futile to someone who could not yearn for becoming a human life. Still, although I wish that it's created a weapon, people love me. What if there are other people like her that could understand me? But
you'll never find a place where you belong. Humans created you as a tool. They would never think of you as anything more. Everyone, to a man, lives by averting their eyes from something inside. They all wish to live inside a never-ending dream. Well, who has the right to say they shouldn't?
I sense it,
There are
Khepri.
even humans who do not understand others' feelings. Still others do understand and trample upon them regardless. Compared to them, you are much more human.
I remember the researchers. They literally did not understand me, heretofore, my
Why
sisters.
not then seek to be human?
Me?
The voice whites gently inside my mind. I feel my
People
body
sort
growing
through their
uneasily
memories
light.
and dreams. Each night they let go of painful memories and continue their lives with the morning sun. That's all you need do. Forget anything contrary to your desire.
If I forget.
Do not fear the act of letting go. The ones you admire wished only for you to be happy.
My mind sees about something, that precious wish. The desire to meet your mother. I must not forget that. But as long as this wish is precious to me, as long as I cannot erase it from my heart, the fact
And
that I'm
I
not
too.
human will remain.
All I wish from the depths of my heart is for you to find joy.
Happiness.
I think back, this is kind of sussy.
I wish from the depths of my heart for you.
I know the girl that wished her happiness. I want to grant that wish. I want to tell her thank you, but that would be difficult to me now. In which case... my vision goes dark. I feel as though I'm falling.
Everything is now in readiness.
Okay, yeah, he's kind of sussiness. When I opened my eyes, I'm staring at a wood grain board. It looks like I fell asleep in class. My sleeve was pressed against my forehead when I was asleep, and my texture left a mark. I got my forehead a little and looked around the classroom. According to the clock on the wall, it's 3:30 in the afternoon. It is 5/10/25. It is March 1st, 2012. 5 is March, right? Yeah. Everything else is a race. I stretch out my arms. After all, I got elected student council president in the elections. So she lost her memory, and then she got reminded by her shadow. Things with the student council. I should hurry to the student council room. I stand up and open the door. When I enter the hallway, there's no one around. I still don't see everyone. It's weird. Like, the whole school is usually louder than this after classes. Like Scoob? I don't know why I said that. I should give people... Okay, so this is Sadness, Reading Simulator. I look down and turn around the way I came. There's some students in the hallway. Some of them are chatting and coming out of the classroom. Yeah, this is more like it.
No running in the hallway.
But he just waves to me as he zooms down the
Put
stairs.
your eye out if you don't look where you're going. Oh well. I just gotta clamp down on him more from now.
I put my hands on my hips and sigh.
Off to the student council room? How fun.
You're always so excited about that.
Bye, Miss President. See you next Monday.
Everyone has a lot of friends who knew me. But since they got elected, since I was elected, all the students seem to know who I am. I'm gonna be busy around school now. I did have my doubts, but in the end, I'm glad I ran for student council
I did
president.
the right thing.
I head to the student council room. Time flies.
Guess
There's no one else left in the student council room. I had the others go home before it was too late. They touched themselves too much and burned out quick. They just laugh and say, "The same goes for you." I leave the student council room and lock it up. As I go down the hall, I see a strange woman. She's not wearing. She's got an odd hat, gloves on, and a one-piece dress. They're all the same blue color. Underneath, one arm is holding an odd-looking book. Oh, Elizabeth.
who in the world is that?
She gives off a strong presence. I gasp a little. Her features are so perfect,
Hey,
it's like a
excuse me?
sculpture.
You got some reason to be at our school?
Are you sure this is how things should be?
Huh?
I don't understand what she's getting at,
I
but
am
first she
a
clothes
wanderer
me.
who only stopped here because I sensed great power gathered. I am in no position to give advice. But, this place will soon be caught in a bit of a fracas. If you continue to avert your eyes from everything, I think it will have an impact on your life in the near future.
My life?
If you said it sounds pretty scary. She said something whispering to me deep in my heart. Asking me, doesn't she have a point? Are you looking away from something important?
But I believe there are factors preventing you from making the right. I couldn't bring myself to just stand by and watch as you lost your life before. That is why I was waiting here to give you one last chance.
The blinding light suddenly begins to fade a little. I see something made of metal.
What is this?
I can't believe this awkward metal arm is mine. It's like metal plates are completely covering it.
It won't come off. What?
I like to change too. Why is my whole body mechanical? These are my hands, alright. I shake my hand. There's no way these are my hands. It's not. My head hurts. What is this?
I will be your opponent for a short while. During that time, why not think back about who you are? Huh? And away we go.
Oh, we're fighting her. Why? Actual gameplay. I don't have a persona. I'm lacking half my moveset. Negative penalty. I have to be right back, so I'm gonna leave you guys to listen to this banger. Oh, never mind. Let me put on the banger on. I'll be back in like 30 minutes. Let me hit the loop button. Loop. Alright, be right back. Okay, the person who's supposed to do the meeting isn't here, so I'm gonna try to get this done by the time they respond, by the time they get here, because I know we're nearing the end. Ba, 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 ba. Fuck. I somehow managed to beat the lady in blue who attacked me. How did I win? How did I use these metal arms and legs like it was second nature? I don't understand. The lady in blue stands before me exactly how it was when we first met. She's not even breathing hard.
But I'm sure you realize now. You are not human.
There must have been an important promise that could only be whether it's worth losing that or not.
Hold on, what did you say?
Give it serious thought.
An important promise that can only be kept in that guise. That must be a reason for living.
An important promise.
Oh, they're here now. Hold on. Alright, that's a BRB moment. I'll be back in like 15 minutes. Alright, I'm back. Hi. So, someone's vacuuming outside. I don't know if you can hear that, but sorry if you can.
Reason for living?
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. I repeated myself. That appears important for now. The sound is now coming out of the thick book in her hand, closer with the lad sud. The ordinary sound lingers in my mind. There's no metal on my limbs now, only ordinary skin and bones. Would a daydream be the word for what just happened? I can't sort of like that. I can't let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep. You are not human. You have an important promise. She said I'm forgetting something that I need to remember. My head hurting again. I saw blue skies, someone else was there, maybe a white dog too. I think there's a lot more to it, but the last voice I heard stays with me. I mean, we're loved after all. When I come to, my hands dissolve through fists. That promise, my reason for living. Is this the tumult of trials? As the student council president, I have to find out what's going on in my school. I start running towards the first floor. End. Alright, and that is going to be where we end the stream. Thank you all very much for watching. And I will see you all later. Goodbye.